It's written here that WCW Worldwide would soon start on Channel 5 in the United Kingdom, which would be the strongest station to carry wrestling in many years in a strong 7 p.m. Friday night time slot. Who on your team, whether it's WCW or Turner Corporate, who would have been trying to expand international television like this?
Like so many things at Turner, it would have been a little bifurcated, meaning you had Turner Home Entertainment, Stu Snyder's group, is technically the agent of WCW content when it comes to international distribution, television or otherwise, and home video. All of that fell under Turner Home Entertainment. So Turner Home Entertainment would theoretically lead the charge and be out there knocking on doors trying to sell the product internationally, whether it be to the UK, Channel 5, or anywhere else. But they would work very closely with Sharon Sadello, probably, or Mike Weber, possibly, because although Turner Home Entertainment knew the players internationally, they knew who the buyers were. They didn't know anything at all about the product. So Sharon or Mike or somebody from WCW would kind of backfill and get involved to whatever extent necessary when a little bit more background and experience in professional wrestling or WCW was needed.
Let's talk about Hulk Hogan making an appearance here on WCW Live. It's really the OG of wrestling podcasting.
Mhm.
He's going to go on WCW Live and tell a story about Pat Patterson. I wasn't there. It's not worth even reporting what was reported there. Did you ever have a conversation of that sort with Hulk Hogan about Pat Patterson?
Well, I don't know what the interview was, so I don't know.
Well, it wasn't positive.
That sounds weird because my conversations with Hulk over the years has always been pretty positive when it came to Pat. Obviously there was controversy there, and we have talked about that, but never dwelt on it. And I've never heard. I don't think I've heard anybody talk negatively about Pat, especially Hulk.
That's the thing. All due respect to Hulk Hogan, we also know that man, he's a natural born entertainer. So sometimes, if the red light's on and the cameras are rolling, he's going to try to do an entertaining interview for you, brother. So
Well, I mean, that's not a little thing. I mean, Conrad, you're not only right, but people have no idea how right you are. When you have, and Hulk's a great example. I think Ric Flair's another one.
yes,
And there are others that we know. But wrestling is so weird. It's not like being an actor. Tom Cruise doesn't stay in character, for his Top Gun series out in public, right? Or maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know Tom Cruise. My point is, a lot of actors, they're in character. Everybody knows that they're acting. They're not really that character. But wrestling, for some reason, is such it's a unique thing, and people forget, including the talent themselves. They sometimes forget where the character starts and the real person ends, or vice versa. Especially guys like Hulk and Rick who get excited about doing their promos. You saw it on the Republican National Convention.
yeah.
I saw it with Hulk because I've worked with him so closely and I know him so well when it comes to this stuff. He wanted to present Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea. And that lasted for about 7 seconds. He couldn't help himself because he was having so much fun being in that character. And a lot of times that same type of thing will happen to Ric Flair, to Hulk Hogan, or just anybody else, that's out there. And, you slip into the character a little bit because that's what people want. They don't want to hear from the person. They want to hear from the character they see on TV, and you want to give them what they want. But oftentimes in the process, your interview kind of swims back and forth between a real interview and a character interview.
I mean, I watched that RNC thing with Hulk Hogan, and he darn sure did say something along the lines of, "Okay, I'm talking to you as Terry Bollea now. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So I'm press slamming this stinky, nasty 500-pound giant. It's like, so Terry Bollea is press slamming the big
we didn't talk about that much. We acknowledged that it was going to happen the day that it happened, of course, because we hadn't seen it yet. But I am so proud of, and I didn't have anything to do with it, so I guess proud for isn't the right word.
Yeah, proud for, not proud
I'm
of.
proud for him, because I've known Terry Bollea for a long time, 30 some odd years. And I know there are other people that probably know him differently. In some cases, maybe know him better than I do in certain ways. But I've known this guy who has, when I say struggled with his faith has always been important to Terry Bollea. It's always been a big part of his consciousness and awareness. But like all of us, lifestyle choices, the people we surround ourselves with, and the things that we allow ourselves to get interested in, all of that stuff can kind of separate you from your faith in a way. It has me throughout my entire life. And over the last few years, I've had different kinds of conversations with Terry Bollea, and each time I feel like he's getting closer and closer and closer to being at peace and eliminating those things that really prevented him from embracing his faith as much as he has. And he certainly has over the last couple of years, and even more so. And what's so exciting for me is I can see it in his eyes. Regardless of whether he's in character or out of character, I can see in his eyes that he's happier than he's been since I've known him. He's genuinely happy because I think he's finally reconciled. I think Terry Bollea finally defeated Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was winning that fight for a long time. And I think now Terry Bollea is the champion. He embraces Hulk Hogan. I think he loves that Hulk Hogan character. It will always be a part of his life. But there's a different Terry Bollea walking around right now than the one that I've known for the past 30 years. I'm happy for him.
Could he have asked for better cross promotion for his new Real American beer? I mean, to come out with the Real American theme song and tear that shirt off.
It's like, how many times have you and I said, you can come up with the best idea in the world, but if the timing isn't right,
yeah,
or you can kind of come up with, it's an okay idea, but if the timing is perfect, this is one of those, the timing is perfect. I mean, it's awesome.
Super happy for Hulk to have this much of a mainstream opportunity and another act. And I'm excited to see what he does with Real American beer. I mean, you couldn't have asked for better cross promotion than that appearance.